I want to welcome you to this live broadcast. If you are joining me for the first time, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel so that every time I am live or I upload a certain new video, you are going to be the first person to get this notification. In the previous videos I've produced, I've been talking about puberty stage. So today I want to talk about sexual changes during, biological changes during sexual development in both boys and girls. So it's sexual reproduction in humans can only take place if an individual reaches puberty. Now, puberty is the time when a young boy or young girl starts to develop characteristics of adults or starts developing certain characteristics and look like an adult. Now, all these, they come because the child's body has started maturing into an adult body. And in this case, this child is capable of reproducing. This child is capable of reproducing or for sexual reproduction, is ready for sexual reproduction. So what you are supposed to discuss now is some of the changes that occurs during this puberty time. So all these changes starts because of the hormonal signals that are sent from the brain to the gonads. These hormonal signals, they begin with the pituitary gland, which produces the follicle-stimulating hormone. This follicle-stimulating hormone, once it is sent to the gonads, which are ovaries as well as the testes, it stimulates the testes to produce another hormone, which is called testosterone, responsible in production of the sperm cells. It is also responsible in making sure that the body of a boy starts attaining or starts developing into an adult man. It is the one that makes the beards to begin developing. It is the one that is responsible for muscular development in men, in boys. It is the one that is responsible in deepening the voice in boys. It is the one that is responsible in the development of pubic hairs and also the armpit hairs. It is the one that is responsible in making sure that the chest and the shoulders are broad. While in females, once the follicle-stimulating hormone is sent, the ovaries begins to develop or to develop and also grow as well as releasing ova. Now, this is coming as a result of the hormone called estrogen. Now, estrogen is responsible in making the following changes in body changes in females or girls to look womanly. Number one, in girls, estrogen is produced and it is sent to the ovaries. While in the ovaries, it is there to stimulate the ovaries to start producing ova. Once the ova is produced, which is an egg cell, then this egg cell is released at some point, and then menstruation or menstrual cycle starts. Apart from this, both boys and girls undergo or certain experiences some of the sexual characteristics like libido. Libido, it is a sex drive that that comes with the hardening or the desire of wanting to do sex. And the growth as well as transmission of transmission or transformation of the brain. Transformation of the brain is the perception or the process of making the brain start thinking like an adult. Apart from this, muscles, bones, hair, skin, breasts in females, as well as other sexual organs, develop because of the estrogen. So the child's height and also mass usually increases, and when they increase, they are able to increase in their first half of puberty. Now, which is this first half of puberty? The first half of puberty may differ from one person to another depending on the amount of the chemicals that have been produced. So if the chemical substance that have been produced by the person differs from the other person, then it means that even the process of puberty is going to be different. No wonder the first signs that may occur in one person at a certain age who was born in the same range, they differ. It's because of the hormonal signals. Now, the first signs that puberty has been reached is ejaculation in boys. If the boy is able to ejaculate, then that means it is a sign that they have reached puberty. While in females or girls, they have to start menstruation. Now, in boys, ejaculation should begin at the age of 13, while in girls, menstruation should begin at the ages between 12 and 13 this time. But again, it depends with the person's hormonal responses. Some they begin even at 9, some they begin at 10, some they begin at 11. So it depends with the type of hormone, the hormonal response that is going to occur in that person's body. Now, what are some of the primary and secondary characteristics that occurs in both boys and girls when they reach puberty? Before I talk about the characteristics, one thing that you as a parent, if you are watching me, if you are a parent and then you are watching me, what you are supposed to do when the child, the child is almost crawling or crawling towards puberty stage or puberty, what we should do is to be open to them, encourage them, read some books, even if you are not telling them the truth, exact things, read some books to them so that they are able to understand those changes. Because once like a boy begins ejaculation and a girl begins menstruation, without us putting in some things in their minds or to prepare their minds, it brings a storm in their brains that makes them to be uncomfortable, and also they become very worried. No wonder sometimes they become shy. It's just like that. But you should encourage them that puberty, it is a natural process and also the important process in humans or in sexual development, because without it, it means that you can't reproduce, you can't produce your offsprings. So it is very important that they also know the importance of the biological changes that occurs during their sexual development that occurs in their bodies. So now let me talk about the primary and secondary sexual characteristics in both boys and girls. Now, what we should also know very well, one thing that we should not forget is this the primary and secondary sexual characteristics that occurs in both boys and girls, please, they differ. They occur at different intervals. And it shouldn't be a worry to a parent whose child misses to begin the menstrual cycle or reaches puberty at the age the friends have been reaching. This is because we are made differently. The way the hormonal responses will occur in one person is different from the way it is going to occur in another person. No wonder things occur differently. Now let me guide you on what really normally happens, or these secondary and primary characteristics during puberty. So changes in females and males, changes in females because the ovaries starts to produce estrogen. So when the ovaries begins to produce estrogen, it means that they the production of the eggs, or these physical characteristics will start now happening in the child's body. Some of them includes the skeleton and the muscles, which are going to grow fast and also cause an increase in height. So you will see that at that age, when a child starts producing, when the ovary starts producing estrogen, the child's skeleton, the child's muscles, and also, the child's muscles as well as the height will increase. And once that thing happens, it means that another characteristic is going to occur, which is the hair is going to grow under the armpits and also in the pubic hair. And this occurs between the ages of 10 to 12 years. Okay. Then the other thing is that the skin will become oilier, meaning it is going to start producing oil, and also it's going to make the person become the face of the child is going to develop pimples. The pimples are going to develop. Then the other thing is that between the ages of 10 to 12 years or 12, the breasts will start to develop and grow. They will start developing and grow. But I feel like the breasts also starts to grow and develop at a tender age or very early in the lifetime. Now, away from this, and they are fully developed by the age of 17. They'll be fully developed. Okay. Now, apart from this, the hips will start widening, and also the vagina grows in size. And the last thing that will occur is that the ovaries will start now producing ova. From there, menstruation starts at the beginning of the menstrual cycle. So these are some of the things that normally occurs during the sexual and the primary and secondary sexual development in girls. What about in boys? So changes in males because of the tests starts to produce a hormone called testosterone. So in most cases, the skeleton, just like in girls or females, the skeleton is going to start developing together with the muscles, and also they will start growing. Then there will be an increase in size of the height of the body. Apart from that, the next thing that you'll notice is that between the ages of 12 to 14, there will be development of hairs in the armpits and also in the pubic hair. Pubic region. So that is normally what happens. And on the other hand, the skin becomes oilier or starts producing oil, just like in girls. Apart from this, the pimples will also develop on their faces. Then beards will start developing, or somebody will develop the mustache between the ages of 15 to 16, and the voice also gets deeper. They start speaking like if the father is not home, they are speaking, you feel like it's the father who is speaking, or is the child. Then the penis also starts to, and also tests will increase in size. And then the tests begin to produce the sperms. And this is the time that a person starts ejaculating. And this ejaculation, in most cases, it occurs when a child is sleeping. And since the ejaculation occurs when a child is sleeping, we call this as a wet dream. Well, I guess and all hope that in this broadcast you have learned the biological changes during sexual development. Remember, I have talked about the hormones that that brings about this change or development, and also have talked about the I've also talked about certain characteristics in both boys and girls. As for now, the next time I'm going to come, I'll be discussing the menstrual cycle in girls or in girls or ladies, the menstrual cycle, what brings about the menstrual cycle and what really happens. So in the next video, I'm going to be talking about the menstrual cycle. So that's what I'm going to do. Thank you very much. But all what you need to do, you need to share this video and also make sure that you subscribe if you are joining me for the first time. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and also like my Facebook page and follow it. Otherwise, thank you very much.